Oh, hi everyone, and welcome to the Scratticus Academy. We are back with some Call of Cthulhu after leaving it where we did last week. Before we jump into this, please check out all the links in chat. They include our really awesome sponsors in the form of Bird in the Storm and also Mage Hand Press. And because of them, this is the reason we are able to do this. So please go and check out their links as well. Other than that, we're going to hop around and say hi to everyone and let us know where we can find you and who you'll be playing today. And we will start off with Mal. Hi, Mal.
Hi, I'm Mal Hidale. You can find me on Twitter at Mal Hidale. That's kind of it for me.
And who are you playing today?
Oh, yeah. I'm playing Edward Clarence Wells. He's a very nervous guy.
I think the whole group is almost. But otherwise, let's hop down and say hi to excuse me, Atomic Firebird. Hello.
I mean, all I have to say is ditto.
It is literally, yeah.
Hi, I'm Britt. I'm Atomic Firebird, and I am playing Theodore Atkinson, who is a very nervous guy.
The conversation between you two
no.
last week. I just want to force it to happen again. But anyway. Then we're going to hop over to the very lovely Nazgul. Hello.
Hello, I am Nazgul, and I'm also Nassim Etemad playing Bo Franklin Veed, your resident star.
Awesome. Perfect. The chillest of the group. And then we're going to hop over to the lovely D&D page.
Hi, I'm Paige. Everyone else is really adorable when they introduce themselves. I don't know if I can quite top that. You can find me on Twitter, D&D and Paige, and I'm playing Idris Hall, an explorer of the great unknown.
And little Charlie. It's Charlie, isn't it? I've got the name. Yeah, okay. Charlie. Charlie that makes Theodore incredibly nervous. And last but certainly not least, Sage Ophelia. Hello.
Hello. I'm Sage Ophelia. You can find me on Twitter. Today I'm playing Maria Santiago. She is from Mexico originally and being sent out here to lead people in bad decisions so far. So
yeah, a lot of drinking's happened, I think.
Lots of tequila.
More than anything else.
To recap last episode, we drank.
Yeah. Yeah, basically is what you did.
Yeah, it was also wet at some point, but mostly we drank.
So last week we met all of these wonderful characters. Everyone, apart from Edward, managed to get on the boat as normally as possible. Edward really tried, but took a very stunning running leap and missed the ship, the Lady Nile, as it set off. And the sort of cruise sort of took off to a good start for some who aren't as nervous as others. There was lots of drinking, there was lots of food. They met a Charlotte Carter, and also another elderly gentleman with his dog. But other than that, there were just some passengers here and there. And at one point, the boat stopped and it broke down. And there were mutterings of sabotage, but not too long afterwards, the boat started moving again and everything was fine. Edward retreated back to his room after getting changed, as he was still pretty soggy from his dip in the Nile earlier, and experienced something. Not too sure what it was, but he ran and raised the alarm to the rest of the group, who saw nothing until the party split, as you do in Call of Cthulhu. Some of them went off to bed, and Bo stayed up on deck, as Bo noticed one of the other passengers that had been sat in the seat stood up, waved good night, and walked away, leaving a trail of wet footprints. And Maria, I think, having her rifle out at this point, and Idris led the party of Theodore and Edward and Aidan, I believe, was there as well. Nervous, awkward Aiden. As more wet footsteps seemed to be found upon the deck. As Edward turned round and the moonlight caught a glint of a blade around the corner. And that's where we'll jump back into it. Edward, this is what you see. Just a very quick reflection of this light. It's sort of all the other oil lamps have started to go out, just snuffed out. And that it's only the moon that seems to be lighting the Nile itself, along with this sort of thin sheet of metal just around the corner behind the group where you turn to look back.
I lower my voice a bit and I turn I'm still facing where I'm facing, but I turn my head ever so slightly and I'm just like, there's someone else over there.
Who is it?
I don't know. I saw a knife. That's
Start out my revolver out of my pants.
Is it possible it could be one of the repairmen?
I don't know. Why would a repairman be sneaking around in the dark with a knife?
Because the lights are out? I don't know what the knife has to do, but you could call him or her.
Might not have been a knife. It could have been any sort of tool. I mean, most people don't go around with weaponry. Not most people.
Is he still there?
I look again.
Edward, you sort of look back briefly, cast your eyes over, and there's no glint there. There's no person there.
I don't think they're there anymore.
Okay.
You sure about that? Here, I'll just check it out real quick, y'all, and I'm gonna stroll on over and like kind of slowly walk up and see if anyone's there.
Okay, could you roll me either a track or a spot hidden check for me, please, whichever one you would prefer.
Yeah, let me see. Reminder, green button, correct?
Yeah, green button. You round the side of this sort of paneling, and the lights are out over here as well. And you can't hear anything. You can't really sense anything. Though there is a small puddle of just water on the floor, right where Edward pointed out. But
I can see you are ready to
there doesn't seem to be any sign of anyone.
Y'all, there's no one here, but there's a little bit of water. Edward, did you walk over here this is the way you came?
I don't think so, but I also haven't been leaving wet footprints for quite a while.
Well, that's a little strange, but yeah, there's no one here. It could have, I don't know, maybe it was the moon.
You think the moon cry?
No, I think there was like probably something that the moon just kind of like what they say refracted off of. And
instead of the knife.
Yeah, no, I think, Edward, no offense, you seem a little jumpy today.
Es maybe la tequila también, sí?
He just laughs nervously when you say he's jumpy today.
So, I guess do you want to keep going? I mean, there's no one here. I think we need some sleep, personally.
All our beau, he said he come down later, yes?
Yeah, I believe he was gonna finish off that bottle, right? The whiskey.
Maybe one of us, we should go. Make sure he's okay.
Oh, I can relate to that.
Yeah, I mean, I can go on up if you want me to. I'll go get him real quick since things are kind of getting a little weird.
Yes, it may be for the best.
Yeah, maybe you stay with, and I'm gonna like look at Theodore and Edward and be like,
the nervous boys.
Yeah, you know, I didn't want to say it, Maria, but you say it and it sounds better than the way I was gonna say it. So yeah, the nervous boys.
It's okay. They know what they are.
I don't think that I wouldn't say nervous.
Cautious. Perfect. Hey, you want to go up then and get Bo by yourself?
Sure. Aiden, come with me.
He's a, yes, yeah. And he sort of like hurries to your side, and again, awkwardly nervous, sort of stands very upright next to you. You hear that crunch of a breadstick in his pocket, which you're pretty sure he's accidentally clenched nervously as you've asked him to come upstairs with you. Okay. Shall we? As he sort of gestures and looks.
Yes.
Theodore, before you go, and he being that Edward's always really nervous, with practiced ease, he flips out a knife and hands it towards Theodore handle first. Just in case.
Do they all carry weapons? As Aiden looks at Theodore.
Don't forget, I have my Derringer out in my hand also still.
Sure, it's like a letter opener, and he'll take it.
A really sharp letter opener. As you hear Aiden just trying to comfort himself more than anything.
I'm sure the breadstick will work too. You can hit, or throw and run away.
Sort of holds his hand out and you see him just brushing it as it's sort of like a bit of a crumb falls out of his pocket. Uh-huh.
Okay.
Shall I go first?
Well, Prophet Daddy say he's not nervous. He can go first. It's okay, right?
Indeed. And have a pleasant evening, ladies, and sir.
Okay. And Aiden sort of straightens up his shirt,
he just turn heel, kind of. I don't know what the right word is here. Haughtily, I don't know, indignantly, and just turn and start marching up.
Seeing you go, you see Aiden quickly sort of run and catch up with you. And Idris, Maria, and Edward, do you just return to your rooms?
I think I would, yeah.
There were the footprints. They go off in the hallway. I know we were talking about maybe we follow. I don't know. It's quite late though.
Right. If you had mentioned the footsteps and you're like, you know what, Maria, I think I've had a little too much tequila. I think you're right. I don't know if I can really see the footsteps anymore, but wherever you go, I'll go.
Edward, you want to follow footprints or you want to go to bed?
I don't like either, but I'll go with you as opposed to being alone.
Let's have us a nighttime adventure, yes? We follow the footprints.
And you can follow those footprints.
God, I like the way you say that, Alice.
Yeah.
Theodore, you can walk up these steps. There's sort of a metal railing. You can feel it's very dark, but you know it's there. You can see that white as the moon sort of reflects off it, and you can feel some of the paint flaking off as you sort of run your hand up. And Aiden's just behind you, just like, we're doing really good. We'll find Bo and then we'll go back to the room. Uh-huh.
I think so. I mean, we're only here to interact with him. They can't boss us around. They are not on the contract.
You're right. They can't boss us around.
Yes.
You're the only one who can boss me around. And he sort of starts like,
Well, I mean, no, I don't. Well, yeah.
advise. You can.
Well, you know, actually, I was going to say probably for the time being, it does seem as if Bo also seems to think that he has, you know, the right to boss you around, and I very much appreciate that you are being a very good sport about that.
It's okay, really. I don't mind. It's a great opportunity, I think, to you know, be here on the Nile, like, and it's just sort of, you see the nervousness, like, as he sort of shrugs his shoulders over and over, wringing his hands. You see like some breadstick crumbs sort of coming out from as he sort of shakes them off. And you can reach up to the top level where the restaurant was. And you can see it at the other end of the boat in the short walkway, and then the bar just beforehand. And you don't see Bo, but you do see someone behind the bar, back to you, sort of drying a glass.
And that's the only other person I see in here?
That is the only person you see up there.
You there, hello? Sorry to bother, I don't know if you've already closed the bar.
You just hear, the bar is closed.
I apologize. I should have taken note of the hours when I arrived on the vessel. Thank you.
You're looking for your friend.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. The actor. Yes.
What was their name?
Bo.
And this person does not turn round. They continue that same motion, wiping the glass. They were here.
Yes, I know. They've probably gone back to the room, actually. We'll go.
And there's that pause as you see them put down the glass and the rag. And Aiden, this is something he's never done, but you just sort of feel like a grip at your shirt. Just mildly. Why aren't we turning around?
I don't know, but we should turn around. You're right.
Well, yeah, we can, like, and he just sort of gestures to down one of the upper levels.
Indeed.
Thank you, and he just sort of like,
and very much appreciated. And then turns and tries not to look like he's running, but he starts kind of like lightly jogging in the away direction.
And as you both turn around, you face that empty hallway, that empty corridor along the side of the boat. And at the other end, there is a bar. There is a man with his back to you, wiping down a glass. You're looking for your friend. You're seeing this, right? Like, this isn't right. And Aiden is turning.
And now Theodore is clutching at Aiden's shirt.
Aiden has like both of his arms around one of your arms at this point.
Yes, but we have already talked to the other bartender, and we know that you are closed, and we will be on our way. Goodbye. And then turns around again.
As you turn around, you are right behind the bar with a man with his back to you, rinsing out a glass, inches away from you. puts it down. You're looking for your friend.
Nope, I've got my friend right here, and we will be going.
Yeah, we've got each other. Like, is he sort of Aiden's sort of very high squeal, like pitch sort of voice? And I need you to make a sanity check for me.
Oh, no. I can do this. Okay. I passed. Got the good green color.
As that happens, Bo, you're up on the top deck. You can see just in front of you Theodore and Aiden clinging to each other, talking to someone who isn't there. And they look pretty panicked.
Well, I want to sneak up and scare them.
Could you please roll me? Do you know, I'm gonna let you roll this twice in a way of like with advantage because they're already pretty spooked. Could you roll me a stealth, please? To just see how stealthily you do this.
Stealth. Boom.
Then roll one more time with an advantage.
Oh, dang.
Okay.
Really?
You don't. So, Theodore, you can see at the last minute, Bo. Well, Bo, how are you approaching them?
He's probably got a little bit of sloppiness in his step, dragging his feet a little bit, and clinking the ice cubes in his scotch. I don't know if you drink scotch with ice, but whatever. Ice cubes in his drink. And he thinks he's being real quiet and real sneaky, and he's just kind of like tiptoeing, but tripping over himself a little bit in the process. Hands up like this, drink in hand, and a bottle in the other one.
Yeah, Theodore, it's the tinkle of the ice against this crystal that you suddenly saw. It's almost like ice has been dropped down your back.
I still feel like I'm gonna scream.
So does Aiden.
Yeah, so I've got the creepy bartender right in front of me, and then I just see this coming out of peripheral.
Yeah, peripheral sort of view.
So yeah, I'll whip around, and I'm probably gonna clock Aiden, like with my shoulder on accident, and just scream in Bo's face.
Yeah, Bo, you're met with a scream from Theodore. You see Aiden tumble to the ground, sort of screaming at the same time and backing up.
I'm gonna drop the knife, which I was holding incorrectly.
Which sort of drops narrowly past Aiden, which he sort of shuffles to the side very quickly.
Gotta have your wits about you, man. You looked terrified before I even showed up.
That
Who are you
was
talking
a cute trick, getting the bartenders to say that you weren't here. Let's go.
What bartender? They closed down a while ago. I've been up here all by myself.
There are no bartenders up here, Theodore. Aiden's like, there was a bartender. There were two. There were two bartenders.
Yeah, they're sure they're just hiding under the bar. I think we're all kind of tired. Let's hit the hay.
I'm starting to suspect that we've been poisoned.
Well,
Great.
there's also self-inflicted poison right here, so.
Whiskey. Why would we accept a gift whiskey? That was ridiculous. What? That is bad. My father always said, "Don't ever." Let's go to bed. Let's go to sleep.
Yeah. Let's rest our pretty little heads tonight. Got a hangover coming my way tomorrow. I know it.
I probably do as well.
Well, all our rooms are next to each other, so we may as well, all go together, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. After you, Bo. As he sort of overly gestures towards the stairs.
All right. I guess let's go. And I start walking towards our rooms.
As Bo walks on, I'm just gonna turn to Aiden and just do one of those faces that's like,
Yes.
all right, and then they'll keep going.
And Aiden realizes how much they're falling behind Bo, and it's just like, and quickly hurries after Bo. And Edward, Idris, and Maria, you're following these footsteps. And you can walk down the length of the corridor. And you see one lamp lit at the very end. Just an oil lamp.
Did they
There's
just
beautiful
stop?
birds like humming in the background. I love it. I'm sorry, it's ambience.
Do the footprints just like stop?
The footprints seem to, at the very end, stop. They don't stop dead where you are. In fact, it becomes another set of footprints, as you can see from the side of the railings, where another set joins.
Well, now we have two. Well, three if we count our Edward. How many people are jumping onto this boat?
How are they getting on? I don't see any ropes. I'm gonna like look over and be like, is there anywhere? Is there a ladder? What?
You roll me a spot hidden check for me.
Ooh. I can certainly try. It is misbehaving for me. Oh, there we go.
Okay.
Ah.
On this 65, you don't see anything specifically. And it's more, you can see scratch marks, like where something has been hooked onto the side and it's scratched the paint away.
Yeah. Do they got cougars here in Egypt? Is that like a thing they got?
On the Nile.
Swimming cougars? Because there's something that's climbing up the side of this thing. Look at that thing. I'm gonna like point out the scratch marks. Like, do y'all know what that's from?
I don't know what kind of animals live here.
No idea.
I don't think alligators. They cannot get up that high. Monkeys, maybe.
And I'm like gonna tap my back, like Charles.
And you see this sort of tiny little head sort of poke out, these eyes sort of almost like twinkling as the moon sort of picks up on the irises, sort of the filters, it sort of looks up.
I'm like, let me see that little metal of yours. I'm like, come on, give me a little hand. I want to like be like, I don't think no monkey can do this.
As you do that, he sort of pulls his hand back.
Free.
One person I don't care to look for, but two people, if they split up, I don't want to spend any more time. I think we just go to our rooms.
Mm-hmm. I think you're right.
Edward, you come with us?
Yeah. I'll just my room's a little bit. I'll go for a bit.
Okay, we go then.
And Idris and Maria, you can go into your rooms. They're exactly how you left them. In fact, if anything, some of the covers have been pulled back for you.
Ooh.
And Edward, you can walk down to your room as well. Are you going back to the same room that you were in before, where you left your bags and everything?
Yes.
And you can go into that room. Theodore and Bo, as you walk down these steps, down onto the other side of the boat, sort of parallel with the others, where your rooms are. Again, very much like the other side, there are only a few oil lamps lit. And you can hear that creak as they swing in the breeze. And you see footsteps.
Wet footsteps.
Yes. It's very, very dark, though. They're very, very dark.
Man, they don't really keep this place up very well, do they?
Theodora's just kind of like bent looking, but still kind of like using bow as like a just what like a shield or whatever from anything. Tipped looking.
Well, which one's our room? He's just trying every door with his key.
Aiden actually would know I didn't. Which one's up?
Yeah, and he just sort of holds out the keys, and is it? We're just further up. I think we were 22, 23, and 24. That's what we were. Yeah. Again, sort of behind Theodore.
What's the number on the door, like directly to my right?
You're currently on like 30. So you know it's literally just a few doors down. And
Alright.
if you're looking, Theodore, could you roll me either a spot hidden or a track again?
Sure. Oh.
Mm.
Oh.
Spot
I don't
hidden.
want to pass spot hidden. Yes, I got it. Spot hidden. Hooray.
You're sort of looking down this corridor sort of thing. You've got the Nile on one side with the railings, and you can see your door numbers just down there. And as you step and your feet sort of hit those damp footsteps, you peel away in the moonlight. This is not water, this is red. What's wrong?
Bo?
Yeah?
Do you see this?
Yeah, the water? What's up with it?
Theodore absolutely has a pocket square, so is going to pull it out and then just dab and then hold it up.
And as you do, you see that red sort of smear across the handkerchief.
Don't hold that thing near my face. I don't know who that came from.
Shouldn't we be alarmed? Is someone injured?
We should absolutely be alarmed. We were wandering around halls with very heavily armed strangers that we were chumming it up with earlier. They might have done a murder or something.
Oh, well, that's a little extreme. Someone...
Extreme?
This is extreme, Bo!
Alright, well, I'll take care of this. And I want to walk down this hall and look for, I don't know, a service door or something that looks like it belongs to the staff.
Yeah, you can pass your rooms. There's one more room, and then there is a service door. And then, you know, the one next to it, there's another where they keep all the towels, they keep on everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then it becomes more rooms again.
I'm gonna bang on the service door. Hello? Your hallway's a damn mess. Trying to get to bed and there's all kinds of filth everywhere.
There is no reply.
Banging more and harder.
There is no reply.
Where the hell are these people? Are there phones in our room?
There are not phones in your rooms. However,
Well,
the other side of the boat, you can hear Bo. Like, Bo is being loud. Even Idris, Maria, in your room, you can hear, because it's not too far apart, you hear the banging.
What the?
I'm gonna open the door. Hey!
Yeah.
We're trying to sleep.
Yeah, and I'm trying to get to my room without my clothes being stained by some nasty blood all over the floor.
Ah, Bo, this is you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm smacking Aiden.
Idris, come on, let's go. Wait, where's our Edward?
And Edward, you are in your room. Your bag is there. It's open. It's fine.
I have been staring at it, and then when I hear the commotion, I look out the door.
You can see Maria and Idris poking their head out, and you can hear the commotion going from like around the corner.
They're all here. They're all in this hallway.
Did they say blood, Maria?
I think they say blood, yes. Where is the blood?
This filthy ship is staining my $500 suit.
Wow,
Your shoes cost more than my shoes, and you are a man. This is ridiculous.
That's a lot of money on it.
Honey.
Closed.
Shit.
500?
Where? Oh, I don't know what to do. Right, Aiden's sort of rubbing his temples.
All right now. All right. Let's figure out what. Show me this blood. What are you talking about?
Just look at your feet.
Hey, look at my feet.
You did not walk in any at all. In fact, you look back down your corridor and it's just water.
This is water? I don't know where you see the blood. Air. I come. I'm gonna go up to them.
Well, Bo's gonna start following the bloody footsteps. See where they're going.
It seems to lead into another room.
Edward, Idris, you come with us.
Oh, definitely. And I'm gonna like grab, when they say blood, I'm gonna grab if there's a lantern in my room, perchance, or like an oil lamp, I'm gonna grab that.
You can light, yeah.
Yeah, and go down with them. And be like, I don't know, like we got water over here. I know he's been drinking a lot. Maria, do you see blood?
I don't see no blood.
As you round the corner and see Bo and Theodore and Aiden, you do see Theodore holding a very sort of bloodied handkerchief.
I want to look down at the water. Is it still water?
On your side, yes. On this side, it is blood, and it is very real.
Maybe the wet person find the bloody person.
And they had a moist party together.
Oh, we follow the footprints. We find out. We crash the party.
Do we see Edward, or is Edward still in his room?
Where is Edward?
As everyone starts to leave, I reach into my bag and grab my other handgun and put it in my coat, and then I join them shortly.
Well, since everyone looks like they're arming up and getting ready, I just say, hold on, I'll be right back. I want to go into my room and grab my 10-gauge shotgun.
Hold on, are we all just grabbing our weapons now?
I always grab my weapon.
I was in my room.
I
put my... Yeah. The girls know I have... wow. Maria and Idris know I have the Derringer. Theodore knows I have the Derringer. No one knows about this other gun because I put it in my coat before I leave the room.
Oh.
And
It's just another handgun.
Bo, you walk back to your room. You open the door. And there is a dead man on your bed. One of the ones from in the white suits.
Oh, shit. I know him. I can tell immediately he's dead, right? Is he covered in blood?
Oh, yeah, he did.
Okay. He pokes his head out of the room.
You're gonna run straight into Theodore, who followed you because he does not want to stay with the potential murderers.
Oh well, hold on now. Hold on there, Theo. So, we may have found a suspect or a victim. Don't know.
I understand that. Please don't leave me alone with them again.
Yeah, well, prepare yourself. There's something in my room. I don't know if you can really handle it, but there's a body.
Another amusing jest?
Oh, I wish it was.
He's joking, right? Like as Aiden sort of appears just sort of slightly over your shoulder, Theodore.
Bo is trying to be real cool, real calm about it. It's not the first time he's seen a dead body, but still wasn't expecting that tonight here. He runs in and then like folds the blanket of the bed over the body to try and cover it up from being too gruesome for these two guys. Yep, this was on my bed. I don't know. I just came in here for my gun
and Theodore, you can see this as Bo's covered it. It's like a white bed sheet, and as he does, you can see the red just seep through the cover, and you'll notice that Bo's room is ransacked.
Oh, I'm gonna start searching through my things and see what's missing.
Hey boys, you come back soon? Maria will holler down the corridor.
And Bo, nothing is missing.
Okay, well then he gets his gun at least. He makes sure all of his weapons are on him now. He has his revolver, his gun, blah blah blah. Now we definitely are waking up the people on this boat.
Before I get alarmed, which I would be completely within my right to do, I would be remiss not to ask if this was not part of the theatrics that are to be prepared for. Did some of your acting troupe come along? And
no, nothing I know of. But let's see. I lift up the sheet and I poke the body with like the blunt, the handle of the gun.
Can you roll me a sanity check, please?
Both of us, because we're looking or just...
Are you both looking?
I'm like, no.
Yeah, okay, both roll me a sanity check.
Where is the sanity? Is this up here?
Where is it? Up top, yeah, it's the green one. That's it.
Doing okay.
Theodore is so sane.
Oh, it says error. Didn't I not put the numbers in?
Oh, if it doesn't, sometimes that doesn't work. So otherwise, just roll me a 1d100, please.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't. Sometimes it doesn't work. I don't know why.
That's above what I have.
Okay. Then could you please lose?
How many?
Humanity.
Oh, okay.
Please. And Theodore, you look at this body and it is grotesque. It's not nice. It looks as though all the color is drained from this person's skin. This does not look like an act at all. But Bo, you look, and as you prod at the side, the head lolls over, and you look back at yourself, eyes wide, and the mouth starts to stretch.
Okay.
You hear like almost a hum, which goes from a whine into a crackling sort of scream. Theodore, you don't hear any of this, but Bo, you see this coming from your mouth as you lie dead on the bed.
Okay, he collapses to the floor and starts panicking, and runs out of the room.
Ada's like, what is it? What is it? As you sort of start sprinting, he's like, Professor, as he leans back into the room.
Get up, get out of the room. Get out of the room. I don't know what I just saw.
Delicately, like, put the sheet over the body and walk out.
He's like hyperventilating, walking back and forth in the hallway just outside of the room, head in his hands.
What happened?
You didn't see?
No, I didn't see. I was on the outside of the room. Professor?
I mean, it was certainly a lot more. You know, I've only ever seen skeletal remains and already mummified remains, and so I've never actually seen anything that it was hard to look at. Yes,
It was me. It was my face on the body, Rob. Go back and look. Look at its face.
No, like as Aiden looks at you like no, and the rest of you can start to round the corner at this point as you see Bo freaking out, like leaning up against some of all the other closed doors.
Boys, it's gonna be all right. What is going on with y'all?
Someone please just go look at that thing's face.
We
What thing?
need to get Bo some water, because if we're going to deal with the crisis that is happening right now, we need to begin the sobering up process, I believe. Yes.
It's just a little blood. What are y'all going on about?
I don't mind any blood. I've seen plenty of blood in my time. I just saw my dead face looking back at me on that bed in that room, and it screamed bloody murder. You want to tell me that's from a few drinks? Go look.
All right, I'll go look. And I, but Maria, after this, I need some tequila because these boys are driving me wild.
No, I think that less drinking is in order. Actually,
Teddy, Prophet Teddy, you see it too?
There is a dead body in that room.
And you see his face?
I didn't get a very good look at it. It was slightly mangled.
Mango.
I'll go take it.
Idris, we go, we look.
Yeah.
I go too.
Ladies, I don't know that it's.
As
Okay,
Theodore
Teddy.
tries to stop them, Edward just walks to the room.
Like, Professor Teddy, how about you just hold up a second? And I'm gonna like brush by as well. They're like, man, these men, they really can't handle anything. What's going on over here? And I'm gonna walk in as well.
Yeah, the three of you can walk in, Edward first, and you are confronted with this body on the bed, though it's mainly the sheet over it and a hand sort of dropping out where Bo has let go sort of instantly, and the room is ransacked.
Idris, how well we know this Bo?
Not at all. We just met him tonight.
And he is the one that stays up above when we are with everyone else.
Yes, he was, and his room is destroyed. He's got a dead body in his bed. I'm gonna like kind of whisper this to kind of keep it a little more secretive between the three of us in the room. Like, and I'm gonna like, I wonder who this is. I'm gonna like gently lift up the sheet.
You see one of the waiters from earlier, some of the staff. It's that same white suit. And you recognize the face. It's someone who served you drinks earlier.
Oh my gosh. Maria, Edward, I think Bo killed this waiter.
Looks over. How is he killed? Is it stab or?
Yeah, can we like check to see?
Roll me. Let's have a look. First aid. Medicine or medicine.
Ooh. I have a mighty one.
Okay, if you get this. Well, you can roll first aid as well. That's fine. Oh,
You can buy it.
So close.
you know you can use luck. Remember.
Use your luck.
I'm spending 5 points of luck.
You can spend 5 points of luck, and this person has been stabbed in the stomach and the chest 3 or 4 times.
It looks like he's been stabbed to death, Maria. You're correct. Like about 3 to 4 times stomach in the chest.
This seems very excessive.
Well, it worked.
I think maybe we follow the footprints and we see if it go back to where Bo was.
Yeah, that's probably a good thing. I guess we should probably just pretend like we don't know he killed someone.
I mean, who else can come in the room? The breadstick boy? Maybe. Should we? He seems like a good fellow. Should we ask him to keep watch over this? Make sure no one else gets in here because something fishy's going on. I think the only 3 we can trust is the 3 of us. See? Because we stay together.
Yeah. See, I guess.
So maybe breadstick boy, he's secretly crazy. I don't know.
I mean, maybe there's more than breadsticks in that pocket. That's all I'm saying. I think you're right. Edward, do you think any of these people are trustworthy at all?
I don't know. There's a body in the room. How do you trust someone after that?
Touche.
I mean, I don't think the professor would have it in them to do this, but I mean, we only just met today, so I don't know.
And Prophet Eddie was with us most of the time, so I think it's breadstick boy or Bo. Has to be, or a staff member who wants something. I don't know. Frame Bo. I don't think he's important enough personally, but
It could be the sabotager.
it's true.
Didn't they say this was like some sabotage going on?
It's what they say, but maybe they cover their ass.
Right, maybe. I think you're right. I think we should follow the tracks back.
Well, they led to that one lit lamp, didn't they?
That was the water.
And
Well, yeah, Right.
Could you all roll me either a listen or a spot hidden check, please? Whichever you would prefer.
Everyone?
Everyone.
18.
Ooh.
Give me a sec.
Wow. Everyone's failing. I'm gonna use a reroll.
Yeah, go for it.
Oh, yeah. I've got 3.
There we go.
Okay.
I got it. I will mark that down that I used a reroll.
Oh, I was so glad. I should just use luck. Whatever.
So, first of all, Edward, you hear something break, whether it's glass or something, back over the other side of the boat. And you hear crashing around. It's almost like you can hear it because of the room you're in, like you're close to the wall on the other side, and you can hear movement. Sort of hurried, rushed movement. You hear things maybe being thrown or sort of clattering about the room. And Theodore, as you stand outside of this room, you hear breathing. As you lean up against this wall, you suddenly realize you're leant up against one of the doors. You're leant against your door. And you hear a deep, rough breathing the other side. And Bo, you see someone stood at the other end of this walkway. Clothed in dark colors, you're not too sure what it is. It's dark. But they look at you and they reach up and they snuff out the oil lamp.
I take aim. Hey! And I run after them.
As you run, are you running to, like, literally just thundering towards them?
To them.
Okay. You start running, and you hear the footsteps run towards you in turn. This is not them running away. They're running straight towards you. And you hear that slither of steel as it leaves its sheath. As these footsteps run closer and closer, and it's purely that tiny little bit of moonlight that you can see this person dashing towards you. What would you like to do?
Is he holding something or anything?
The moon catches a long blade in his hand.
Okay. Then first I'm gonna chuck the drink I had at him, and then, like, holding my gauge, or my 10 gauge shotgun, I'm gonna go like football style, head low, like kind of tucked into my arm and elbow, and like try and go for a tackle.
You're gonna tackle. Okay, could you please roll me a fighting brawl, please, as you see this person charging towards you?
Yeah.
You hit this force, and you almost feel this person ragdoll as you crash into them. You feel a sort of oomph as you do, as you sort of feel an arm bend sort of back so that the blade goes up against this person, and you knock them over. And in this, the rest of you can see this in this tiny bit of sort of dappled moonlight. You see Bo charge at this person crash down onto the floor as they swivel back round and pull a knife from their boot, and they're gonna swipe at you. Whoa. Yeah, you sort of see it coming, you see this blade coming, and you could just sort of jump back as you do. What would you like to do next? Or is anyone else? Are you chilling, watching?
Well, I hear the stuff in the opposite room, and so I immediately turn to look at Maria and Idris, and I'm just like, there's someone in the room opposite this. We need to go. They're ransacking someone's room.
Maybe they mean to be there. Is their room? They dropped something?
It doesn't sound like it sounds like someone's looking for something. Like someone's... It sounds like what this room looks like.
I can try shoot through the wall if you want.
And you hear a crash outside as Bo collides with this person.
What the
What?
hell?
Go outside.
Take that out the door.
What's Theodore doing?
Well, Theodore had been, listening to the creepy breathing, and had been about to ask Aiden if Aiden was sure that this was the right room. But then Bo, flings himself down the hallway. So, I guess my attention is now cut away from the breathing, and I'm going to get closer to the scuffle.
You can see, Bo, you can quite happily be on top of this person as they sort of run towards you, as they've knocked them prone. And Theodore, as soon as you move to step away towards this scuffle, this hand comes through the door with a blade on the end of it, narrowly missing just where you were. Almost you sort of feel it just skim past your ear, and you see a couple of hairs sort of drift down, and Aiden just like cover his mouth and quickly try and like drag you away from whatever this is.
Can we in the room see this happen to Profeteri?
You literally walk out of this room at the point where you see Bo sat on top of this person, and this fist comes through the door, narrowly missing Theodore as Aiden pulls him out of the way, this blade skimming his ear. Bo, what are you doing next as you're on top of this person?
I'm doing my best to try and disarm it and like kick the dagger out of its hand or something like that and restrain its arms at the same time, and shouting back like, "Go wake anyone up!"
Yeah, can you roll me another brawl, please? Extreme success. Yeah.
Extreme.
Describe to what you do to this person.
As he goes for me with his dagger, I kind of very quickly like leap off of him for a second and try to like use the continued momentum of his swipe to slap the dagger out of his hand, and then let myself fall back down on him, very much like spread-eagled over him to try and restrain his limbs, and then just shouting back over, "Go wake someone up! I got someone! I got the motherfucker!"
As you do, you hear another gunshot go off, and you see the woman from dinner, Charlotte, come tearing out of her room screaming, just firing these bullets in the direction where you can't see, as someone runs and grabs her.
Oh my gosh. I'm gonna like try to, if I can, get to her. As I see both this person basically on the ground. Go over and like try to save Charlotte.
And what's Maria doing?
I would like to shoot at the person who tried to stab my Profeteri.
You shooting through the door?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. Because I don't know where they are in there. Yeah.
There is. Yeah. You have, yeah. Again, you sort of see Theodore's alarm as pulled away by Aiden, and that hole in the door where this fist sort of retracts back out, you see an eye look through. Did you meet it with the gun? Describe it for me.
Maria's watching this panic going everywhere, but War has trained her well, and she knows that she needs to focus on a singular target, and just like a small target, there is an eye just ready to be shot right in there. So she's gonna shoot in the eye.
Yeah, and you hear a thud more than anything as this Theodore very close to your like head, as this explosion of gunpowder as this shot is fired, and there's a thud in the room.
It's okay, Profeteri. I got him.
Can I get just like a really very quick clarify on which knife it was that was handed to me? I'm trying to figure out in the table which.
It was equivalent to a switchblade.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Then, after being yanked away, then I think that Theodore was probably fumbling, trying to de-switchblade the switchblade in the time that it took for Maria to just go to town on the thing. So at this point, I think Theodore has just got the switchblade out and is now looking around.
And you've got Aiden sort of just behind you now, seeing that you've got the switchblade out. And coming around the other corner, in fact, Edward, you would see this too. You see another person clothed in dark sort of fabrics. As from this end, they look at you. They see a bow on top of their companion, and they see Maria literally just aim through this door and fire. And they take one of the last remaining oil lamps and they smash it on the ground in front of them as you see this flame lick up and almost create a barrier between you and them as it starts to creep up the side and along this boat.
There's fire. I don't know if someone has water.
I've never been on a boat that had a fire before. I don't know what they're. I think you're meant to jump. What is a fire? I don't, unless there's a bucket. I don't see a bucket.
Fire! She will yell like as loud as she can, and I want to try to like shoulder open the door and pull out this. God, I hope it's a corpse out of this room.
Yeah, I'm gonna say you sort of basically blown the lock off of it anyway. You can do it, and as you open the door, you both step side to side as this body just falls headfirst out. In from what was Theodore's room is now a ransacked room. Bow ties everywhere.
Profeta, you grab what we need, we leave. Gonna try to like struggle his body out as best I can.
Yeah, Aiden's just like, what do we need? What do we need? What do we get the and he starts just grabbing books.
Yeah, I feel like that makes sense. Unfortunately, we did specify last episode that we've meticulously unpacked everything.
Yeah.
So
you see Aiden open this like leather bag and just
armfuls of things. Yeah.
Yeah. And what's Edward doing?
Well, at the shouting of fire and grab all your things, he's running back to his room, which luckily he's just got the one bag. And he just cinches it closed and comes running back to the group.
You run into your room, and there is someone already in there. Going through, sort of lifting up your bed, it's just like, and you just hear a voice. Where is it? You stole it. Where is it?
I don't say anything, and I shoot them in the back with my Luger pistol. Hopefully.
Roll for me, please.
Yes.
Oh, you guys are rolling so well today. Yeah, describe the scene for me. Is this man sort of you can see where they sort of wrecked your room. You can see your bag, and it was in your bag, and it looks like they've sort of in this rush, it's tumbled and rolled out. This solid gold statuette that you can see, and he sort of goes to lunge towards you.
So he lunges towards me, and I just grab the handgun that I put in my coat. And as he lunges, I put it point blank in his chest.
Yeah, you sort of see his eyes go wide as he looks down at his chest, and he sort of stumbles and staggers backwards. The rest of you hear this gunshot. But you hear a few more. And Idris, you see Charlotte, she's fighting this man off, sort of tumble and sort of fall over the edge of these railings. And as this man sort of goes with her, just fighting to try and get the gun off of her, they upturn and they fall over the edge of the boat and into the Nile. And you can hear this raucous laughter from somewhere, this ha-ha, as you hear another rifle shot go off. And that older man round the corner is firing at 1, 2, 3 of these invaders, effectively, that have jumped on the boat. And his dog, Caswell, is pulling at their robes as this man quite happily just walks through and is firing off his gun. As he turns and looks to you, Idris, starting to reload, seeing things like holding him in his mouth, like, "Oh, you're awake."
Yes. What the? And when I hear fire and I see Charlotte go overboard, I'm gonna be like, "Oh shit, like go grab Charlie," and like try to run to my room if possible. One, grab my gun, and more importantly, grab poor little Charlie.
Yeah, you see Charlie like on the bed looking slightly panicked, like sort of shaking as he's holding your rucksack like effectively over his head. And you can crash into Edward, or almost crash into Edward, as he leaves his room. You can see a gun still smoking. Edward, did you grab the statuette? Sorry, you're muted.
Professional streamer. It's gotta happen, right? I would attempt to grab the statue and throw it back in the bag and just grab the bag with whatever's left inside.
Oh yeah, you can grab the whole thing. This person is dead. You can easily run out, and you see Idris. You almost both meet on the side. There's Idris, Charlie on one shoulder and belongings in another. And you two hear this wild laughter of this man who is just taking pot shots at these people that have sort of appeared on this ship now.
I think it's time to go.
All right, and okay, and I'm gonna look around. I'm gonna grab my lantern and go. Well, if I'm going in the water, this isn't going with me. I'm gonna take it, and if I see the 3 people he's shooting at, I'm just gonna chuck it and try not to get the old man and dog.
Hang on. So what are you throwing?
My oil lamp.
Right. Okay. I'm gonna need you to make. Hang on. Let me see what you actually need. I think I'm gonna actually get you to roll. Are you doing this with like strength, or are you genuinely trying to avoid the old man?
I'm trying to aim it.
Okay, could you roll me a either sleight of hand or a straight up dexterity, please?
Ooh, definitely dexterity. Did I make it? My roll 20 hates me. Oh no, I'm gonna re-roll. I have one.
Do you not have one? Let's have a look.
I have one re-roll left. Please work. This poor dog, I'd feel terrible. No!
You throw this lamp, it doesn't go anywhere near the dog. You just see the old man as it sort of clatters around his feet, and you just see it doesn't get him, but fire sort of erupts around his feet. He's like, what are you doing? As he sort of drops one of his bags, still holding onto one of his guns. He's just like, crazy, what? This is supposed to be a holiday. And he sort of like grabs this dog, and you see him, considering this is a much older man, he picks up this massive, like, greyhound, almost fucked, and he's like, in you go! And he just throws this dog over into the Nile before sort of almost half falling, half climbing in himself, and you hear that crash and that splash as you see now more fire starting to lick up the side of this boat.
Yo, I messed up!
You hear Charlie like sort of screeching and sort of hopping up and down on your shoulders, like pulling at your hair. And what is Theodore and Bo doing right now?
Theodore is like overseeing what Aiden is throwing into the bag. Sees that it looks like Theodore's grabbing a reasonable amount of stuff, and then he goes into the bedside table and just pulls out a small book that is like a leather-bound book that is bound in like a blue leather, and just grabs it and just shoves it in his shirt.
Aiden's like gripping one of these massive bags, just like, come on, like, as he's looking, and you can see the fire starting to creep towards your door.
All right, let's go.
Okay. And where's Bo as you're like throttling this person right now?
Yeah, still on the floor, still grappling, but trying to get him into a position of, I don't know, like a slow chokehold to try and get him to talk and get a good look at the guy's face, with like what he's wearing, like the details of the man, or woman or whatever it is.
I tell you what, roll me both the spot hidden and a brawl, just to see if you can restrain him first, like properly.
Okay. Brawl, cool. And now,
yeah. Okay. So you've got a firm grip on this guy, and you've sort of shaken him, and you've thrown him against like this decking. Put your arm over his neck, and you, as you do, you sort of throw him back, and this hood sort of falls off. And you've never seen this man before. He looks like he could maybe be native to the area, but there is a long scar from one side of his face all the way down to his lower neck. And he looks at you, and he smiles.
Who are you? What are you doing on this boat?
He starts talking in a language you don't know. And it's quick, it's fast. And all you can get from it is that it sounds very aggressive. As you can see him trying to talk to you whilst trying to reach for the knife as he tries to keep you talking.
I bring him to the edge of the railing and start to like bend his back over the rail to like threaten to throw him overboard. What are you looking for?
And almost as you say that, Edward, you round the corner with Idris, and though you see his eyes sort of snap towards Edward, and he fights even harder to get in that direction.
Nope.
Could you make another brawl for me, please, as he tries to... It's like he's throwing all of his might into this last ditch attempt.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna use luck.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
4 points, right?
Uh-huh. To get you down to the number. Yeah, you manage to restrain him, you throw him against this bar, but you do notice that it's Edward that he's clocking.
Mm-hmm.
And Edward, you will meet this man's eyes as he looks at you.
You know this guy?
As they're struggling, Edward walks up and he's just, I don't know this guy, and puts the gun to the guy's face and bang.
Fire for you, please.
I will spend 7 luck.
Yeah. Go for it. Yeah. You fire off, and Bo, you don't really see it in the dark, but you feel like a wetness sort of cross your face as this man drops down in front of you. And those of you still on the ship, you look around, as now the Nile is lit by the Lady Nile, which is on fire. And Aiden is running to Theodore, and you can see that he stood on the railings holding us back. Like, do this, Aiden. Do it. Just like school. As he's sort of like looking down at this water. You see him close his eyes and just fall in over the railings.
Oh, I was going to push him.
You might still need to.
Yeah.
Because Theodore stands there.
Okay, go ahead.
Frozen.
So I shoot the guy, I put my gun away, as I walk past Bo, I'm just like, it's time to go, and I walk over to Theodore, and I stand on the railing with Theodore, and I shove him in, and then I jump in after him.
Theodore just kind of...
Hold your breath, prof!
like, I feel like he doesn't make that much noise, because, like, the wind just kind of, like, gets slightly, like, knocked out of him. Just makes kind of, like, a hiccupy gasp on his way down.
Who is still left on the ship?
Sorry.
I guess I'm one of the last ones, but I'm getting ready to jump off.
Mm-hmm. Is
I feel
Maria?
I feel like as soon as the old guy went over with his dog, Maria's just sort of like, yep.
I mean, I saw Maria go over. If I like, are we close enough to our room still that I could grab her stuff, or is it like too fiery and I just gotta jump?
It is on fire. This is getting to the point where you can hear the cracking of the wood beneath
Shit,
your
Maria.
feet.
I hope you like what you're wearing. I'm gonna hop over. Kind of like do it where I have Charlie over my head, like, I'm sorry, Charlie, you don't get wet.
And Bo, the last thing you see is Idris jumping off this boat with this monkey sort of screeching at the top of his voice as you see it disappear very briefly, but sort of appear back up above this water as you're the last one on this ship that is burning.
Does it look like other people have also jumped? Like, not just the people I recognize, but people...
Yeah, you can see like 5 or 6 other people, sort of, maybe sort of other passengers, and you can see one of the other waiters sort of throwing himself into the water.
Mm-hmm. All right. He's like, good enough for me, and then jumps off.
And you will jump into this water, and as you do, you sort of back up away from the ship as oil leaks into the water, and you can see the flames not coming towards you, but the flames are starting to dance across the water's surface. You see 1 or 2 other sort of passengers and things like that sort of jumping in as it very slowly comes to a halt as you are all in the Nile. And I need you all to make a swim check for me, please.
Oh, I don't think I put any points in that. Oh, I barely did.
I'm such a good swimmer.
I was gonna say you're like a fighter swimmer.
I think
Yeah.
I kind of want to make a reroll on this.
I like how I have terrible swimming skill and I've made it every time so far.
I'm
I'm a terrible swimmer.
So hang on, who's failed their swimming roll?
I
rerolled to a success.
Okay.
I failed.
I have a reroll. I'm trying to just debate whether or not it's just kind of.
If I see
narratively-
you struggling, I'm gonna go swim to you and help.
Yeah, people can aid others.
I mean, I pushed him in and jumped in after him, so if he's still near me, I'd aid Theodore.
Yeah, you could see Theodore struggling, but you're in really easy reaching distance of it, and you can see you saw Idris. You look around for a second because you can't see Charlie, but very, very quickly you see Aiden clinging onto this leather sort of bag that's bobbing, and Charlie that is sort of clinging to the top of it as well, as he sort of is like, oh, ooh, are we alive? Like, as he sort of looks around at this burning ship, as you sort of all bob in the Nile. You can see some others sort of like either swimming to the edge. It's quite a wide edge, but Aiden drifts sort of swimming with one arm towards the rest of you. Charlie sort of hopping over onto Idris's head on the way. I was like, not to alarm anyone. Are there crocodiles in the Nile?
Let's not stay long enough to find out. And I'm gonna try to like doggy paddle to the shore. I'm not a very good swimmer.
Okay. And you can see Aiden using the bag almost like a float and pushing it to the edge of this bank.
Can we see the old guy or Charlotte?
You can see Charlotte sort of being helped up by the older guy who is currently wringing out his linen jacket, and this dog that is shaking its head. Charlotte sort of shielding herself as this dog sprays her in this sort of water amongst all of these reeds and all of these rushes as you can reach the bank of the river.
Assuming I have a hand on Theodore, I like haul him up the bank and. All right, you're okay, Prof.
just spitting water out.
Bo is just helping other people who are coming to the shore, like, get up onto the shore.
Yeah, there's some other sort of people that you recognize from the bar in the evening, and Bo could just help them out. And Aiden again is sort of running straight to Theodore, almost falling to his knees, like by him. He's like, are you okay? Are you okay? I got the books! Like, as he sort of gestures to the bag that is dripping wet, but he's clinging onto for dear life.
Yeah, excellent. Good. We should leave them in there for right now. If we try to do anything about it right now, we'll just ruin the pages even more.
I think maybe there is something more important than books you should be saving. You got your knife or a gun?
I did not specify or make a note as to whether or not I still have that switchblade.
If you think you'd be holding it, I would say you would have it. Unless you put it down to get stuff and didn't think you'd pick it up again.
Did you lose my knife?
Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna roll a d4. Like a 3 or a 4, I set it down to grab my journal. On a 1 or a 2, I somehow magically still have it and put it in my pocket. I got a 3. I set it down on the end table in the room to get my journal. I'm a terrible person.
You can see people moving up the side of this bank, sort of soaking, like drying themselves off, trying to sit. Some of them sort of just walking. You could see Aiden almost like just finding a dryish spot to sort of just flump down in this sort of sandy mud. It's dry, but it's not grassy. But he's getting himself away from the reeds.
Edward will, the first thing he's going to do once things seem to be a little calmer is he's going to check the ammunition in his guns.
It's pretty wet. The gunpowder is pretty damp, but you're pretty sure that in some of your bags maybe there's a lot of it that is salvageable. Just in the gun right now. You sort of tip it up one way and water just comes out of the barrel.
I'm gonna look around and see what I see. Like, where do I feel like we are on this trip?
It's very dark right now. And as you sort of look over into the distance, quite far, you can judge maybe it's like an hour's walk. You can see lights of something, but you're not close enough to sort of identify exactly what it is.
Y'all, do you think we should head that way?
What is that way?
Hopefully, friendly people who don't mind helping shipwrecked or ship fire people. Hopefully.
Well, it's better than being in the water or reeds, so yes, I think we should go. Bo,
you know, they always say when you get lost, just to stay put, because then the people that are looking for you will know where you were last, and if the boat went, you know, there, and we stay here, then when we get rescued, they don't have to go very far.
Assuming no one jumps out the door with a knife to your throat, yes?
I don't know about anyone else, but the people on the boat with the knives in the dark, if they're looking for any of us, we don't want to wait for them.
Well,
That is a very good point.
while you guys are talking, I'm kind of surveying the water and the boat and trying to see if I can spot any of these hooded people escaping or where they're going or where if any of them left the boat. They just set it on fire and went down with it. Like, where are they?
Roll me a spot hidden check, please. Okay. You look over and you can see a fair few bodies on the ship as it's not sinking just like like off it goes down. It's not a fast process, but you can see it cracking at one end as this fire engulfs it. And the people you already know that Edward has shot at least 2. You know, the old man went on a little bit of his own little fun time, and you know Maria shot 1. You don't remember seeing any others.
Okay. Well, looks for the time being, hopefully, we got what was in our exact area, but I agree, we shouldn't be staying put. I don't know how much more time we had on that ship before anyone realizes it's not where it's supposed to be. So I say we just keep going in the direction we were supposed to be going.
Walk along the Nile, then.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we'll find someone we can buy camels off of or something. Horses, maybe.
Alligators, maybe.
You ever try to ride an alligator?
No. You ever tried to shoot
Neither have
one?
I.
Say crocodiles. I don't think they're alligators, guys. I'm just going to point it out there. I think they're meaner.
Yeah, it's the same.
Maybe don't stand too close to the water. I'll like make sure Charlie really stays on my shoulder. I have the perfect bite-sized snack.
Yeah, he seems to be like shivering a little bit, probably from the waters. His fur is absolutely wet and he's sort of clinging onto part of your hat, if you still have it on you, as he's sort of holding on to the side of it, just sort of wide-eyed looking around. And Aiden is still clinging onto that bag. He's like, why would they have attacked the boat? What was the purpose for that? They didn't take any of our stuff.
Well, maybe it's not us. Maybe they go for the old man, or maybe they go for Charlotte. There are many more important people than us on here.
Maybe, yeah. And he looks very relieved by you telling him that. He said, yeah, it may not have even been about us at all. I mean...
Yeah, see, we were just in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Mm-hmm. I think that's actually a very astute observation.
I mean, clearly they don't know who they looked for. They looked through your room. They looked through your room. Nothing seems to be missing. So,
all 6 of us, we all got attempted thieved. I
don't know. I know stop back my room. I just know I have my gun. That's all I need.
So that means that we can be trusted. Us. Just us.
Well, you know.
Maybe.
Assuming none of us killed the man in Beau's room.
Well,
I would assume whoever was attacking the boat killed the waiter.
Will you see any other waiters get attacked?
No, but I mean, wrong place, wrong time.
It's possible.
If they bumped into whatever was going on while they were ransacking Beau's room, I mean, you don't want to leave witnesses.
Perfectly honest, you are all armed with firearms, and
he was not shot. He was stabbed.
Correct. In that moment, Theodore realizes that he left the knife, gulps, and stops talking.
Now, as you can see, I am very good at shooting men, but the stabbing, not so much. I don't know about you or Breadstick Boy or Beau, but...
Aiden looks mildly offended by me calling him Breadstick Boy.
Aiden, do you know if we grabbed a letter opener?
And he just starts like tapping like himself.
Drat. Alright.
Well, are we gonna get moving?
Well, you saw one of these men, yes? What did he look like? Did he talk to you?
Looks like most of the other people here, except he had a mean scar on his face. And I couldn't understand a thing he said.
How so?
Some language, I don't know. He was angry and fast and loud, and might as well could have been screaming at me. I had no idea what he was saying.
Not fair.
Well, do you remember what he said? Maybe not like what it meant, obviously, but like, do you remember what he said?
He gives you this look like, are you seriously asking me that? And then he just kind of like shouts at you the gibberish, like a terrible, probably racist reenactment of what he just heard to you. He's like, do you remember what I just said?
I'm gonna like look at everyone around, but like, does anyone know what that means right there?
Whatever Bo says, it does not sound necessarily what was actually said to them.
It sounds like our boy Bo. He don't know how to memorize lines on the fly. That's what it sounds like.
I don't know. What's this lady's problems? I swear to God.
Well, let's just get a move on.
Yeah, thank you. And he starts walking.
But we walk along the river or towards the light?
Is the river or the light down the river?
No, the light is like further off up the bank onto the sort of the mainland rather than by the river. And Aiden's like, are there like crocodiles by the river? I just, I
don't know if they're nocturnal or if they hunt during the day. We didn't get bitten while we were in the water just now, so perhaps they are. What's the not word for nocturnal? Perhaps they are diurnal, and they're asleep right now.
Well, I've got plenty of ammo to carry us at least some way down, so.
I want the light. I would like to check for leeches. I mean,
well, all right.
The river is gross.
Does anyone have a light?
Well,
I think someone threw theirs.
I had a light.
It's a bit too dark right now.
I still have my lighter, but that's not a lot of light.
So I think maybe the city or whatever this is up here is the better choice. But I don't know if everyone say down the river, I go down the river.
Looks
It's
like
okay.
we got a new friend.
I mean, Maria has a good point. Like,
Where was
safer?
Where was the boat going to drop everyone off? Because if we head towards the light, we might be able to get other transportation.
This is more likely than to hope for drive-by camel.
So my point of concern at this point actually is that the flaw in the staying put plan has been well and truly laid out, but now I'm concerned that the light of that place is actually a trap.
I'll see. They bring down the boat here and they go home.
Or they bring down the boat and anybody that survives thinks, welcoming, accommodating light, and they go to the light and then they die.
Yeah. I like the way you think. Now I want to look for Charlotte and see if she's around somewhere to ask her if she knows where that light is. If it's the city, if she knows where we are, kind of, how far we are from any kind of settlement.
You see Charlotte way ahead, like walking towards that, but you do see the older gentleman still wringing out his jacket, and he's sort of looking at his dog. He's knelt down briefly, sort of giving him a bit of a scratch, and he's far closer to you.
Okay.
And you can see him sort of emptying his pockets to see what he has that is still salvageable.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm gonna go up to him, but you said Charlotte is walking towards the light?
Yeah, she's walking. You can see that there's some of the other people that were on the boat with her. Looks like she's being helped by one of them, even though she looks like she's trying to push him off.
Okay. Excuse me, sir.
Oh, hello. That was rather thrilling, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, you held your own pretty well. I was quite impressed.
Thank you. God, I've missed that.
Well, I see some people have already taken it upon themselves to head over that way. Do you know where that is, or if there's a city nearby we can get back on some kind of transportation?
Oh, yes, that's one. I've stopped there many a time. It's a hotel, basically, for folks like you and me. A rather large hotel, a few settlements around there, but that's about it.
Oh. That doesn't sound too bad.
Oh, it's rather nice. I've stayed there a couple of times. They do very good coffee.
Do you think you'll be heading there yourself soon?
Well, I'm not going to stay out here.
Well, you're welcome to walk along with us then. And I relay the information to our friends, my new friends.
He sort of holds a hand out to you to shake it. He's like, sorry, I didn't catch your name in all of the kerfuffle.
Oh, Bo Franklin Reed. Veed. Very pleased to meet you, sir, and you are?
My name is John Cooper. It is very, very pleasant to meet you.
Mm-hmm. And this guy down here?
Oh, this is Caswell. And he sort of looks down, and he's almost, it's like for a moment he forgets you're there, as he sort of like sits there and just starts like scratching this sort of scruffy dog behind the ears and on top of the head. It's just like, he's a good boy.
Oh yeah, he sure is. And I try and pet him too.
Yeah, he sort of lets you. He sort of shakes off again, and you get sprayed with just like some water. But I'm going to get him over there before the heat of the sun comes up again. Not good for old dogs, you know. And, you know, Caswell.
Yeah, I guess this is a desert, after all.
Yes, that or I'm going to catch a cold out here. And I don't like that.
Well, I guess we'll see you at the hotel. We'll be walking on down.
Yes. I'll see you there. I'll see you there. It's fine. Maybe we can celebrate surviving when we get there. As he sort of like, you hear him sort of as he sort of laughs and sort of keeps walking on his own as he sort of strides. He seems very comfortable. You suspect maybe he's done this cruise effectively a few times. This probably hasn't happened before, but he's almost thinking, what a wonderful intervention.
Bo really likes him, and he goes like, oh yeah, I will cheers you there. And heads back to the group. So apparently there's some swanky hotel over there everyone's heading to, and we could probably find some new accommodations there, some kind of travel. So I guess if we're feeling optimistic, we head that way.
I'm feeling optimistic, yes.
Yeah.
I don't want to spoil the good news, but I spent the last of my money on the boat.
Well, this is a moment of crisis. We surely can talk to them and explain to them what happened, and that it would be excellent public relations for them to take in people that came in off of a fiery boat and
Or
help them out.
I have another idea. Bo, you sell one shoe, you pay for us all.
I'll work something out here with my friend Edward. Just hang back here for a minute with me, Edward, while we walk.
Okay.
And if we are now walking, I make sure there's like a nice respectable distance from the group and in a low tone. So, you want to tell me why that fellow seemed to recognize you?
I didn't recognize him.
That's not what I asked.
Why are you curious?
Well, because 4 of his friends came on a boat and tried to kill all of us and set it afire. They were looking for something, and you came on the boat in a rush. You telling me that's the first time you've had to run away from someone today?
I don't know, what time of day is it by the time this happens? Sorry.
It's currently early hours of the morning right now. Like very early hours, like 1 a.m.
So kind of smugly, even though he's nervous, he's just like, today, yes.
Yeah, you think you're really clever. You know, I may be an actor, but I don't miss much. And I'm gonna bargain that, like, I will pay his way through a hotel and find him accommodations if he tells me what's going on, because I could be of use to him. And I don't want my ass getting in the way of whatever trouble he's in the middle of. So a bargain. Damn it. I'm gonna use some luck. So now I'm at 24? 23?
Do you want to spend all your luck?
Yeah. It's only 8.
It's only 8. No, that's fine. How would Edward react to this? If he's being offered a bargain. It is a convincing one, but you can still say. And Edward can lie.
There is no need to get everyone else involved. They don't need to know the details, and I don't need to share it with them. But you seem like you could use some help, and I'm not going to risk my neck trying to save you again if you don't share with me a little bit about why.
I might owe the wrong people some money.
Where'd you meet these people?
In the town we started in.
Why do you owe money? What'd you borrow it for?
Work stuff.
Well, what is a sense motive here? Psychology?
It depends. Would Edward actually say any more? Even if, like, so you, with the psychology, you could probably tell mainly that he might not tell you anymore, and that you might be able to tell whether he's lying. You might be able to tell whether he's telling the truth.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't necessarily mean you'll get information out of him.
Yeah, no, I think I'm more interested in if I can tell he's trying to share with me something honest, or if he's like partial honesty and he's just not going to tell me anything more than that. Roll of psychology?
Yeah, go for it. Unless Edward has something else he wants to do. You can roll a psychology against it as well.
Oh, okay.
Sort of like against.
Mm-hmm.
Or a persuade, either.
I would do psychology.
Well, he would just stop after I owe them money, and so yeah, if you want to roll psychology, I'll roll persuade against you. They're both my persuade and psychology are terrible.
Okay. Yeah, my persuade is terrible. Psychology's not so bad.
Oh!
Damn. Alright. Well, I can understand being in debt. Why? How did you know that it's these people you owe money to, so you didn't recognize the man?
Just because I don't recognize the specific person doesn't, I mean, You saw him look right at me.
So, but then who do they work for then? Can you spot them again in the future?
I mean, men wearing dark clothes with knives is pretty conspicuous, I would think.
This is the first time you ran into them?
Yes.
Okay. Well, he's not fully convinced of what's happening, but he's got as much as he thinks he can today. All right. Well, at least he got a place to stay at this hotel.
And you find it takes about an hour of walking. You feel the dirt beneath your feet become more and more solid as you get closer, and the lights at this huge grand sort of hotel, this big white building, very over the top. In the center of this, what looks to be a small village, there's nothing big here. This looks to be there's a couple of like trading areas and some farms, and you can see some camels sat down by the side, sort of relaxing basically as they sort of snooze. You can see a couple of other larger buildings that look a lot more like the hotel buildings. It looks like they were purposefully built there rather than already there when the hotel arrived. And you see big doors open and these almost white steps up to this very lit doorway where you can see some of the other travelers from the boat going in. And there is a man in a very sharp sort of suit, looks very tired, but he seems to be wearing a smile on his face, just sort of ushering people in before running up behind one of the main desks. Are you going in?
Yeah, I'm just definitely going in. Like, all right, how many rooms are we gonna need? Because this does not look cheap.
I can sleep on the floor. It's okay.
Who says we're staying together? I'd like 3 separate rooms, please. Well, no, sorry. Eddie's with me. 4 separate rooms, please. These ladies are on their own.
And you walk into this sort of hallway basically, and it's the floor itself is tiled. You can see a fountain in the corner. You can see a couple of sort of very Egyptian-esque sort of style archways which lead into other sort of rooms, whether it looks like a cafe or a bar or something like that. But there's a man behind the desk who looks at you. Is like, yes, of course. Sorry, how many rooms? I'm just so busy tonight. I was not expecting lots of people turning up on my doorstep, you know?
Just 4. 4 are your cheapest available rooms. We're not here long. We're trying to pass just for the night. And
of course, I can do that. I can do that. And you hear this rustler, these keys sort of clanking. It's like, you settled the bill in the morning, and he sort of holds these keys out with these huge sort of big tags on the end, which say Hotel Oasis on the side in very sort of blue, very sort of cheesy writing on these white plaques. We serve breakfast early. You can stay up for drinks or coffee. I don't know. It's been a bit late, but there seems to be a lot of you arriving. Apparently there was an accident. You're all very soggy.
The word bill, I like to think that Theodore would, and this is probably the first time you've ever seen Theodore do anything akin to swooping in. I do think that actually we probably want to talk about the bill now. As there was an accident. I don't know if you saw the flames on the river.
No, I saw some very pretty lights over in the distance, but there seems to be a lot of you in here.
Yes, we all had a very large riverboat accident.
Oh gosh, that was terrible.
Yes. And there's going to be a lot of news about it tomorrow morning, I'm very much quite sure. And so, We're going to need a place to stay tonight. And then, you know, when the news comes, we'll tell everyone about how accommodating you all were for us in our time of need.
Could you roll me a persuade, please?
That's... oh golly. I have a reroll.
Go for it.
A chance.
Oh no! He sort of leans in and he sort of goes, I tell you something. There's a lot of people here. I get good customers. I already have good reputation. I give you discount, maybe?
Yes, but we're going to need to know how much up front. So there's no surprises in the morning.
He sort of pushes a piece of paper over to you, and it is far cheaper than you thought it was going to be. It is far, far cheaper than you thought. But he, like, so this whole place looks like it holds itself in some sort of massive grandeur, but definitely affordable.
I'm gonna look at the number, I'm gonna look around.
And that includes breakfast.
What sort of bathing accommodations do you have here?
We have one big public bath, or of course, you have your individual rooms. They all have their own ensuite. It's very delightful, all newly tiled. I had it all done only about 3 months ago. No leaks anymore. All brand new.
Slide the paper back across. All right then.
Your keys, as he sort of like keeps looking at Theodore but holds the keys out to Bo.
I take them. And I, while looking at the ladies, hand one to Aiden, Theodore, Edward, and grasp the last one for myself. Good night, ladies.
Well, good night. Edward, we stay with you, yes?
He just
he looks at Bo and then back at them, and it's just like, yeah, that's fine with me.
Oh, thank you, Edward. Maria, that was such a good idea. How pragmatic of you.
Of course, Idris. We sleep on floor. You never know, even there. It is your room, after all.
No. There is no way that either of you are going to sleep on a floor.
It's okay. We save money and later we buy more bullets. Yes,
Always,
Edward?
No, let them do their womanly thing, always mooching off of the men in their lives.
Aiden is looking incredibly uncomfortable right now. He's clinging onto the bag. He's clinging onto a key. He's like, should we go to bed?
Yes.
Uh-huh. And sort of...
They're just gonna poof.
Yeah. And you hear this man call after you, if you need anything, just ring the bell and ask for Alessandro and I'll be up.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Now, Edward, I believe that you, me, and Maria should have a little bit of a conversation up in this room.
Idris, come here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what your situation is at home, but I don't think I can do the threesome. Is that what you mean?
Maria, if I wanted a threesome, I would have just asked for one.
Okay, I only check. I don't know. Sometimes people, they say things and it means something totally different, and it's been a few situations, let's say. But yes, Edward, we shall talk.
You made me laugh. My headphones right out of my ear. Sorry. Yeah, what she said.
Okay.
Bo, if you need anyone who can use gun, you let us know. We will be right next door.
He's gone.
Good.
Yeah, Bo, you can walk into this room, and same with Theodore, you can walk into your room as well, and it is really nice. It's all tiled. Almost absolutely everything in here is tiled. You can see mosquito nets hanging over like a 4-poster bed. You can see an adjoining room, which you can assume is like the ensuite, and everything in there. And a couple of very simple sort of chest of drawers and cupboards to put things in, but otherwise this seems very nice. Hayden sort of shuffles into the room with Theodore and say, so I'm next door. But you know, like, we can knock if we hear anything, or you know, this place looks fine.
I didn't think about that, actually. I don't know that we bought a separate... Did we buy a separate? I clarify a question on that, because it seemed like we only bought 4 rooms.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Did you buy one separately for Aiden and one separately for Theodore?
Yeah.
Did we? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Hopefully all of the excitement for tonight is done. Just get some rest. And yeah, I'll only wake each other up if it looks like we're under attack again, okay? I am passing out. I don't want to be disturbed otherwise.
But you're in this room, right? Bo?
Mm, yes.
Okay.
You want to hold on to my little revolver over the night?
Oh no.
That make you feel better?
No, the opposite. But thank you.
All right. Well. Oh, I've got a little switchblade.
I'm good. I tell you what, if something goes wrong, I'll come running to you. Because you seem to be able to handle yourself okay.
Oh, yeah. You're fine around me. Don't worry about it. Theo, you want this?
Yes.
Don't lose it.
Aiden sort of disappears into his room without glancing back quickly at Bo and Theodore. But
we need to lay out the books to start drying them.
I can do that unless you want to do it in your room.
By all means.
And he sort of comes back to your room and starts opening the bag, and they're not dripping wet. In fact, the wax over the sort of the leather bag seems to have held quite well. I'm looking after a lot of them. Some of them are quite damp, particularly the ones that are around the top part of the clasp of the bag. But he starts to lay them out just on the floor, just like on this tiled floor.
I mean, we ultimately didn't bring that many, but you know, enough to reference.
Yeah.
Things.
And how about... Sorry, go on, Theodore.
Just anything weird, just knock very loud.
Yeah.
Or scream.
Or not, yeah. Okay. You know, maybe just check up on each other every now and then.
Sure, yes.
Yeah, we can do that.
How about, because you know, we have walls. When you get over to your side, knock, and then I'll knock back, let's see, 7 times to
yeah,
so we know whether or not we can hear each other if we just knock on the wall.
Okay, seven times.
Yes, you knock 3, I'll knock 7.
3. Okay, yeah, I can do that. Okay. Good night. And he sort of backs out of the room and closes the door, and you can hear him go into the room adjacent, and you just hear as 3 knocks come through the wall.
Good. And then why'd I give myself so many?
I know. Yeah, and you just sort of physically relax a little bit as everything is pretty quiet. You can hear other doors closing, you can hear other people talking, and I think people going to sleep, basically. And Bo, do you do anything before you go to bed?
No, he just locks all the doors. Blinds are closed. He's out. Yeah, he's exhausted.
Yeah, you fall crash down on this super comfy double bed. And how about Edward, as you're leading the way to this room, as you have the key?
He leads the way and unlocks the door and steps aside to let the ladies in first.
How kind of you, Edward. Now, we have some serious talking to do because I saw that man look you right in the eyes. What do you have, and why are you being chased right now? Because you're with us currently, which means I'm being chased, which means Charlie's being chased, and his little fragile heart can't handle this.
I have made the wrong people angry with me for things like owing them money.
Really?
For things like owing money or for owing money?
Yes.
Personally, I think it's better if they come to us. It's less work for us. We shoot them all and then they'll bother us no more.
You both handled yourselves very well. I think, that I would have been lost without you.
Oh, very
Now you're
kind.
just trying to butter us up, Maria. Do you hear this?
I do. You remember what I say before. This is what you think if you say a conversation.
Edward, to be clear, we're not having a threesome tonight. We already had to talk about this together because apparently there could be some confusion. And, here's the thing. Money means maybe you get beat up or you end up dead in the river, not a body stabbed, a poor waiter stabbed to death. So
And a boat on fire.
And a boat on fire. Who would throw a lantern?
Well, you understand, Idris, but the sabotage. Let's say, okay, Edward, you steal money or you no pay when you're supposed to, and these people, they chase you onto boat and they hide and they wait. So why they not just stab you? They stab waiter. They go through all our rooms. I mean, it's not my business, but I did not see you have ticket. So I suppose how they know your room is your room, but I don't know. These people seem to have no logic. If they want you dead, why they burn down the whole boat? That's very expensive. It's very difficult.
Well, they didn't know what room I was in because you're right. I don't have a ticket.
It's how much you are worth a boat. And that's a big crime if they get caught.
As they're talking, he closes the door and locks all the locks and checks the blinds, and he finally just... There's this long sigh as he scrubs his hand through his hair, and he opens the bag, and he's just like, all right. I trust you two the best. We're obviously in some shit now. And he pulls the statue out and he sets it on a table. That's what they're looking for.
What is it?
You like me to describe it instead?
No, I can. Give me a second. I can. So we already know it's gold. It's a 6-inch gold bust of Anubis with the jackal head and the ears. And
Why'd you steal this?
Because it's very beautiful. And it's worth a lot of money.
Touche, Maria.
Not that I am into... Well, not that I'm strictly against stealing. They call me la coleccionista. I like to collect things, but I don't think of it as stealing. Do you steal this for yourself or for someone else? It's okay. I don't care. A man has to eat, yes?
I stole it for the thrill.
And is still the thrill with you?
No, I kind of regret that now.
Yeah, you kind of told us to get your rocks off, is what I'm hearing. And now you're being chased by a bunch of murderous people. Why don't you just give it back to them?
Because they were going to kill me anyway.
Maybe we just leave it here when we go, and they find it. They are probably following us anyway.
Or we take it, and when it becomes useful to get rid of it as a bartering item, then we have it.
It's true. It's true. Idris, what do you think?
You know, I hate to say it, they're probably going to kill you anyway, Edward. Regardless of if we leave it behind. And now we're with you. So it sounds like all of us are going to be, probably murdered. But the thing is, luckily for you, Edward, you have stumbled into a friendship with Maria and I.
It's hard to get murdered with Idris and I. Unless you die of the alcohol poisoning. It is possible.
Very possible. That's not really our fault. That's kind of your fault if you die from the alcohol poisoning. I'm just going to put that out there right now, Edward. Tell your family. But, I guess keep it for now. And you know what? Yeah, I'll say I can't speak for Maria, but your secret is safe with me.
It's safe with me. I don't tell anyone.
Mm-hmm.
If the two of you decide we need to discuss it later with the others, we can have a discussion about that decision.
It's your statue. It's whatever you think. It's not my secret.
Mm-hmm.
Well, for now, let's not bother anyone else with it.
Nice. So who would take first watch?
Charlie and I. Or less, whoever wants it, I guess.
I can take
I'll
second.
go first.
All right. Do you mind taking care of my gun a little bit? I mean, it got thrown in the water. So if you're going to be up, would you mind cleaning it and getting it back in function order for me?
No, that's... I can do that, yeah.
Or no. Be like, now this is for my family, so don't lose it.
I'm not gonna take it anywhere. It's gonna be right here.
Well, you're not known for not taking things at this point, Edward. So I to say it more plainly, don't steal it.
I mean, he see us. He know what the thrill of us is like. It's full of bullets in the eye. So
Yeah,
I think you know. A friendship or bullet in the eye? I think maybe the friendship it win.
And we have tequila most of the time.
And tequila, yes.
Tequila. And Charlie.
Tequila, monkeys, and friendship is the trio of success. So, Idris, we sleep, yes?
Yes.
Edward, thank you for taking first watch. You may wake me in, 4 hours, you think?
Yeah, that sounds good.
That's very good.
So who's taking the first watch? Sorry. Was it Edward?
Yep.
Okay. Bo, you sleep so peacefully. You've still got that whiskey in your system. You're tired. You've wrestled a man to the ground. You've swum in the Nile, and now you've hiked for an hour. You are out. And Theodore, what are you doing? Would you go to sleep straight away, or?
I feel like Theodore's gonna get into the bed and pull the covers up and very unable to sleep for a little bit, so he's gonna kind of get up, and then if he's got access to a candle or some amount of decent enough light for writing, we'll probably just write out a bunch of stuff in his journal and then go to sleep.
Yeah, there's a candle that you can light, and as you're writing, you just hear from the other side of the wall.
I'll scramble up and go knock. I'll just like I'm starting to get really tired, so I just knock 3 times. Oh, and then knock another 4 times. Like, but there's a pause, just
As you sort of,
because I forgot the step and number.
and then you hear,
And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
and as you respond, it just constant knocking from the wall by your head.
Journal shoved back in shirt and rush out into the hallway and bang on the actual door.
You hear, hang on. And Aiden's door opens. He's in just like his shirt. He's just like, oh, as he's tucking it like into his trousers, he's like, is everything all right?
Why?
What? You're the one making the noise.
No. You're supposed to do 3, and then I do 7, and then if everything is fine, you can do 3, and then you go back to bed. You don't just wail on it. That we're never gonna get any sleep that way.
Look, I was asleep. You're the one who was knocking, and he literally just gestures to the door that he also stood in the doorway by. Look, you're probably tired. It's fine. I know I am. This is
All right.
sort of like, you can see his gaze sort of hazily sort of loll from one side to the other.
All right. Good night. Good night. And he'll shut the door and go back into the room.
You hear the door close, and from the other room you hear like a as you're pretty sure Aiden has just fallen back onto the bed.
I think I'll do the same. Whoomp.
And as you do, over in the other room, Edward, the other two are asleep, I'm assuming, as you put your heads down. What are you doing sat in this room?
I'm going to clean Idris's gun and then clean my guns.
Mm-hmm.
And then
There's quite a bit of grime on them as well, just on like the handle and stuff because of falling in the Nile.
Yep. Luckily, the waterproof case for cleaning supplies is in the bag, and it was closed. So, so I'll keep watch and I'll deal with that. And if I have time, I'll clean Maria's gun for her too.
And you sit there and you meticulously sort of clean these guns, and then you hear a rapid tapping
At the door? Or on the wall?
Make a spot hidden check for me, please. Well, no, a listening check, sorry.
I will re-roll that. There we go.
This isn't coming from the door. This isn't coming from the walls. It's coming from the ceiling. And then it's coming from the window. And then it's coming from the bathroom.
I will. I will open the bathroom door.
It's a beautiful bathroom. It's tiled. Simple. You can see a sort of like a big bath in one corner, a mirror, and that looks like a sink, and another set of like open cupboards which just have towels in them.
I will look around quick and close the bathroom door.
Can you make a spot hidden check for me, please? Okay.
I'll spend my last reroll, I guess.
Oh, okay.
Nope.
You, as you stand in this bathroom, again, just hear. You can't tell where this is coming from, but it's louder in here. It's very loud in here.
I will go and wake the girls.
Sorry. As you go to leave the bathroom, you notice the statuette is now on the side by the sink. It's looking... Not that it wasn't polished or anything before. It looks very clean right now. As if someone has washed it.
Okay. I will... Seeing the statue by the sink, I will close the bathroom door as I leave to go wake the others. And I will, as I walk towards where they're laying, I will watch to see if the statue's on the table when I come into the other room.
It's not.
And then I will wake them up.
Edward,
Maria immediately grabs gun.
There's lots of knocking, and it was coming from the bathroom, and I checked and there was nothing there, and then I came to wake you to see if you could hear it, but I don't think I hear it now. But the statue was sitting over there where I left it, and now it's in the bathroom, and I didn't touch it.
Espero, we listen. Is there any knocking? No, I hear. We go to the bathroom all three then, yes? Okay. I can lead with my gun.
Yeah, Edward, did you finish cleaning my gun?
Yes.
Oh.
Unless Alice says no, I would assume yes, I finished.
It's there. It's there.
Okay, good, because I don't think it was gonna be working much before, and I filled the round chamber on my revolver.
Okay.
Those are my official gun terms. That's all I know. I'm gonna go in behind Maria and be like, "All right, Maria, you can leave. You ain't gonna say no."
Edward, you open door and I aim. Hi, Idris, you aim low and we see if anyone is in there.
All right. I push open the door.
Aim high.
Oh.
There is nothing in here. You just hear the door sort of knock back against the wall as it's thrown open.
You say the knocking come from in here. What does this share a wall with besides us? Maybe someone is sleepwalker. I mean, that no explain the statue unless you fall asleep and you walk with it.
I haven't slept. I cleaned our guns.
Is the statue still by the sink?
It's still there. It has turned, though. It's now facing away from the door.
Edward, maybe you'll put this back in your bag. And they'll leave it out.
Oh, okay. It's a good idea.
Could you all make a spot hidden check for me, please?
Yes.
I'd love to fail that roll for you, Alice.
I probably will. Let's see. Who knew? There we go. Mhm.
Oh. Ed, make me a sanity check, please.
Oh, it's always such a gamble.
Okay.
You have luck. No, you can't use it on sanity. Oh,
Can't use it on sanity.
but
Could you lose 2 sanity points, please? As you look at this statuette, you look up at this huge round mirror in front of you. You see all of your reflections. You see Idris and Maria sort of pointing their guns as they move about the room. Your reflection smiles at you. And slowly tilts its head. And a huge grin spreads across its face. Your face.
I'm gonna punch the mirror.
Roll me a brawl, please. You punch this mirror, and the rest of you just see Edward almost lose it and just smash into this mirror. It doesn't smash, it judders, and this hurts. Edward, this hurts. And for your temporary insanity rather, is that you feel uneasy around reflective surfaces. You feel like every time you blink, your reflection blinks 1 second slower than you do. As you sort of let go, there's this stings, and Maria and Idris, you see him do this. Just walk out and punch this mirror.
Edward, please, it will be okay. Let me see that hand. You break something? She'll kind of like forcibly mom take his hand to like examine it and like make sure everything's like together.
Yeah, it's not cut or anything because he didn't shatter the glass. This is almost like you've bruised your knuckles as you've hit this hard surface.
Edward, what are you doing?
There was something in the mirror. You didn't see that?
No, see what?
It's only us. See?
Yeah, move my arms in there like this.
You remember when Bo was saying that the dead body was him?
Yeah.
The mirror was us. It was me, but I didn't. The mirror me moved when I wasn't moving.
Mirror, you moved when you were moving. All right. Ever maybe you just need some sleep. You've been up. It's been a long night. Maybe
you focus too much on the guns and you get the vision of small things moving. You think maybe the mirror it moved to.
Yeah, that's probably it. Sorry, it's been a long morning already.
You want someone else to take this statue or you have it, okay?
I'll put it back in the bag, like you said, and we'll put I'll put it in my bag, and before any of us go back to bed, we'll put the bag in the bathtub, and we'll close the door to the bathroom, and we'll leave it there. And maybe things will be okay for a while.
If this is what makes you feel better, it's fine. I say maybe leave the door open so we make sure if something strange come out of the toilet, I shoot. Well, I don't know where else things come from. You say you hear knocking, there's nothing in there.
It's a toilet, she's right. I mean, I don't think that anything but a snake could come through, but you know, at this point, we've seen weirder things tonight.
Yeah, or if someone knock on the wall and knock through the wall, I see him, I shoot him in the eye, it's fine.
He gets stuck and doesn't know what to say, and he grabs his bag and puts the statue in and puts it back in the bathtub, and and he goes and sits back down at where the guns are. And,
Eddie, you go to bed, okay? Edward, to bed.
Okay.
I take the next one, she's fine.
Do you need sweet Charlie snuggles? We'll snuggle you. If you need a little snuggling, it's okay. There's nothing wrong with admitting it. Everyone needs some snuggles.
We're not a boy, Teddy.
No, thanks. I think I'll be fine. I need to sleep. I'm tired.
Yeah. Let's go to bed. Maria, you got this one, you said?
I got it.
All right. Take little Charlie, take him back in the bed, and make him my little spoon.
And over in Beau's room, Beau, how heavy a sleeper are you? Would you say?
With enough liquor in him, pretty heavy. So right now he is pretty out.
You think you'd be out, not here?
Yeah.
Okay. Beau, you lie asleep in this room, and knocking does come from either walls, but it doesn't disturb you. You are out. You're out for the count. But Theodore, again, you hear that. You've sort of managed to put your head down, sleep for a bit, and again, there's that knocking. This time, not from the room behind, not from the wall behind your head. And it is dark in this room at the moment. I'm assuming you would have blown the candle out if you were sleeping.
So, Theodore will just... not fully comprehending what's going on yet.
Can you make a listen check for me, please?
Yes. Oh, that's a real bad fail.
You don't hear anything. But very briefly, as your tired eyes sort of, you sit upright, just briefly to knock on this wall. You sit up. You could have sworn you saw someone sat in the room with you, cross-legged on the floor. But it's dark in here.
Just very nervously reach behind him and then much louder knock 7 times.
As you knock, this figure stands.
We're knocking.
And you hear just 3.
I'm just gonna yell out Aiden.
And you hear sort of like a moan and a mumble grumble as you can hear someone sort of rolling out of bed in the room adjacent to you as this figure takes a step forward, and you can hear the flick of paper, of pages from the books you left drying on the floor.
Okay, I reach out with my left hand and fumble and try to find that switchblade on the end table that I'm hoping I left there.
Roll me a sleight of hand, please.
Oh, that's not gonna happen, no.
Yeah, you fumble around, you sort of scrabble as you're knocking at the same time, and you actually feel it touch your fingertips briefly before you knock it to the floor. And this person takes another step forward and sits on the end of your bed.
Oh?
Did you say hello? It turns to look at you.
I said Bo.
Oh, Bo. I'm sorry. Then there is no reply.
Edward?
You see a finger come up to its lips.
Holy crap, the cat just came into your backhand and that scared the crap out of me!
She does that. Okay. And you just hear shh.
What do you want?
Shh. And you hear knocking at your door, your actual bedroom door, going, Professor? As you hear a very sleepy Aiden. And this person holds the finger up to its lips and just shakes its head.
Theodore is just frozen in indecision.
Professor, can I come in? Professor? Huh. And you hear him leave your door and walk back to his room, open the door, and close it again.
Theodore's just hoping that he's doing what the thing wants. He's staying shushed.
And we're gonna hop over to Maria, who is awake in the other room. Maria, what are you doing as Idris and Edward sleep?
Watching. Kind of like keeping the gun pointed towards the bathroom and mostly watching the bathroom. And every so often just glancing at the door, glancing over at Edward and Idris to make sure that they're still asleep and fine.
You hear from the bathroom.
Alright, I go to the bathroom.
And once again, could you make a spot hidden check for me, please?
Hey, I see something. I hate that.
The time in Call of Cthulhu you don't want to succeed.
I could stand with some insanity, ?
You see and hear this knocking as the mirror shakes as if someone's knocking the other side of it.
hello. Is there someone here?
Can you
Look
roll
at.
a sanity check for me,
I'd
please.
love to roll a sanity check. This is the first sanity check I think I've had to roll.
Success. You look into the mirror. You don't see your reflection. Instead, there is a man looking back at you. And you recognize this man. You recognize this man because it's the one you ran away from. He doesn't move. There's not even a knocking anymore. Just looks at you.
Maria raises the weapon and lowers it. I know you are not real. You cannot be here. This is... I must be seeing things. I did not mean to leave you like I did, but you must understand. I had to. Your family, they were crazy.
Stares blankly. Behind you, you can hear a little squeak and a sort of a chatter as you see Charlie sort of scamper into the room and look at you upright.
Charlie, come here. Hold down a hand to him.
He clambers up. Sorry, I've just seen the dog in the background. Just, oh, hi.
Just humping.
And Charlie sort of quickly scampers up to your shoulder, very much like he does with Idris. And as you look back at the mirror, you see your reflection as normal.
I think you're good luck, Charlie. What do you see in the mirror, monkey? Eh? You see yourself? Or you see someone you love?
And he jumps down and goes and puts his hands, these little hands, up against the mirror, as if he's genuinely looking. Like you've asked him this question.
He's good, monkey. I want to check on the stolen bathtub statue and make sure it's still there.
Stolen bathtub statue is still there. It is still in there. The bag is still sealed shut. However Edward left it, it seems untouched. And the knocking has stopped.
Maria turns from the bathtub, starts to walk past the mirror, and just sort of like places a hand and taps gently on it. And scoops Charlie up and goes to leave.
As you go to leave, after you've tapped on that, there is a bang, like a loud bang, and you see a fist hit the mirror from the other side. But no face, just this fist. As you see it, the mirror shatters, almost spider webs across this glass. This was an angry hit.
Yes, maybe this is for the better. But maybe Idris know better. I go ask. Idris! Idris!
Maria.
I'm sorry. I think I crushed whatever Edward have. Keep it quiet. I know he's sleeping. The crazy. I was in the bathroom because I heard the knocking, and there was some bastard I used to know. He was in the mirror, and he say nothing, but he knock on the glass, and Charlie, he comes and he climbs on me, and suddenly the mirror is normal. But then I go to leave, and the mirror shatters, and there's a big angry fist that come through it. Not my fist, you see. I have nothing. You look at the mirror. You tell me if I'm crazy too.
All right. Okay. I'm gonna grab my gun and be like, how many times I gotta go to this bathroom with a gun tonight? I mean, I don't know what's going on, but something's wrong with this bathroom. I'm not peeing in here. I'm gonna go downstairs.
You know, usually go in the bathroom with your gun.
You know what? Touche. It's about a 50-50 chance at this point. I'm gonna walk into the bathroom and look at this mirror.
It's not shattered.
Maria,
It's perfectly normal.
what are you talking about? It's fine.
Okay, so you take third watch now. I go right to sleep.
Yeah, I think so. Now, Charlie, let's get on over here, and I'm gonna sit in the same chair that they sat in, and sit there with my gun and Charlie on my shoulder, and just shake my head and go, please, no. No knocking. No bathroom. No statue. I don't want to see them in my life mirror. See nothing. No. I'm gonna sit here, and it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Keep doing that to myself.
Over in Theodore's room.
Oh no.
This almost figure, it's so dark you can't see what it is. And it puts the book down very delicately, almost as if it's taking care of the book. It's not just dropping it, it's not casting it aside. Closes it and lays it on its lap and watches you.
As quietly as humanly possible, Theodore is just going to mouth out, without putting too much breath into it, "Can I talk yet?"
And it stands. And I need you to make a sanity check for me.
Ah! Ha! Oh my god! I'm good. Oh.
And a voice comes out of it. Your voice. I don't know. Can you?
Now Theodore's too scared to try. Yes?
It sort of turns its head to, look at you. Your lips move and no sound comes out of it.
Oh no. Then Theodore will try to say, "What did you do to me?"
And it strikes up a match and lights the candle next to the side of your bed as it leans past you. And as that light casts over it, you see a shirt, you see braces, and you see a bow tie. And you see yourself smile at you. I haven't done anything. Do you want me to call for Aiden now? 7 knocks, isn't it? That reaches past you and puts his fist on the wall.
Then I will try to say, "Are you going to hurt me?"
You just hear And he smiles. And you hear from the other side of the wall, I'm coming, I'm coming, I'm coming. And you hear the adjacent door open. And Bo, you're asleep. You're out. In fact, you're very comfy in this big bed with this big sort of elaborate mosquito net covering you. You are dead to the world as you sleep peacefully and don't see the person that opened your bedroom door and watches you sleep. And that is where we'll leave Call of Cthulhu for this evening. Everyone okay?
He's not gonna sleep tonight. Yeah.
No, making sure the old ticker's working.
It's all good. So,
Fake theater stole my voice! What the heck?
Should have punched it.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Cool?
we're probably going to head over to the Discord and chat. I would love to hear your favorite bits from today as well, as we will head back to this Twilight Sands Call of Cthulhu this time next week. Other than that, thank you so much. Keep evoking emotions, and we will see you then. Bye.